Reinvention, the courage to begin again. There comes a moment in many lives when the path you chose no longer feels like yours. Not because you failed, not because you're lost, but because you've grown. And the path didn't. Reinvention rarely begins with excitement. It often starts with discomfort, a quiet, persistent knowing, I can't stay here forever. You wake up, you move, you perform competence. From the outside, everything looks fine, but inside, something is misaligned. The world tells you, be practical, don't start over. You've invested too much. But deep down, another voice whispers, what if this isn't my final form? Reinvention begins the moment curiosity becomes louder than comfort. It doesn't start when you quit your job, or when you make a big announcement, or even when you feel ready. It starts the moment you admit to yourself, I want something different. And that admission can be terrifying because reinvention threatens our identity. If you're not who you've been, then who are you? Here's the truth no one says. You don't reinvent your career in one dramatic leap. You do it in secret, long before the world sees it. It's the new skills learned after hours and new ideas explored quietly. The new versions of yourself practiced privately. At first, reinvention is invisible. You might feel like an imposter, a beginner wearing the memory of expertise. Someone who was competent, suddenly clumsy again. And that's where pride struggles. Starting over humbles you, but this humility is the very doorway to expansion. Most reinventions happen in an overlap. For a time, you are two people at once, who you've been and who you're becoming. One pays the bills, while the other feeds the future. This middle phase is the hardest part. There's no applause, no validation, just persistence without proof. But then, something shifts. You're still new, but you're not lost anymore. You're still learning, but you're not pretending. Your confidence returns, not from your past identity, but from your present movement. And that's when you realize you didn't start from zero. You started from experience, just redirected. Every skill you built before becomes the material for what comes next. Nothing was wasted. It was all preparation, just misassigned for a while. Eventually, reinvention demands courage. There's a day when the old path no longer fits at all, and you have to step, not because you're fearless, but because staying would cost more than changing. A new career doesn't feel like a miracle, it feels natural, as if you finally stopped negotiating with yourself. You're still challenged, still growing, still uncertain sometimes, but you're aligned. And alignment is incredibly powerful fuel. Reinvention is not about abandoning your past, it's about integrating it and moving forward. You are allowed to change direction. You are allowed to outgrow roles. You are allowed to begin again, intelligently. Careers are not railways, they're landscapes. You don't have to stay on one track forever. You can choose new terrain. So the question isn't, is it too late to reinvent? The real question is, how long will you ignore who you're becoming? Thank you for watching. If this resonated with you, consider subscribing for more videos on growth and change.